they've always understood pandemics. In their recorded history, there were over 350 pandemics going back to the period of the Warring States. On every pandemic or epidemic, they had detailed records, symptoms, progression, the remedies which were helpful, and so on. And the only assured way of controlling a pandemic is to lock down. Mathematically, you reduce the coefficient to below 1. So the old imperial capitals of Luoyang and Chang'an, which is now Xi'an, they were divided into cells. In an emergency, whether it is a threat of insurrection, an assassination attempt, fugitives to be caught, they would seal the cells. Then cell by cell, they would check. And in the palace itself, in the imperial harem, because the emperor would have many wives and many sons from different wives, it was critical that in the pandemic, they don't lose all the sons. If they lose all the sons, then the dynasty ends. So they have lockdown procedures in the harem. And every dynasty would have to go through 5 to 10 epidemics. There was nothing new to them. So when COVID struck, they knew what was the ultimate solution. Now for Chinese people, they may complain, they may cry blue murder like the Shanghainese did, but in the end they comply. Because it's socialized into the political culture, into the social instinct. But the foreigners were there, like the Europeans, they couldn't take it. They left. They couldn't take it. Because Chinese culture has its own quality. And it goes back a long time, without a break. When Europe was united under Rome, Republican and Imperial Rome, China was unified. But Chinese unification was based upon a historical, cultural, and philosophical inheritance which went back 2,000 years before that. Whereas when Rome was established, there was no such common philosophical basis in Europe. So you had Roman law. The first dynasty in China ruled by law. They were the legalists. It was so tough, the Chinese people couldn't take it. So after the first emperor established it by will, by force, his son could not carry on. And the next dynasty, the Han dynasty, decided you cannot use legalism to unify such a big country. You needed a moral code of conduct, which the Chinese called Li. And that while I remember reading Joseph Needham, while in China's history there was a bigger corpus of legislation than in European history, in the Chinese tradition, at the top, it is not law. It is not la legge e vigale per tutti. It is at the top. If the law results in an absurd outcome, then propriety takes over. This is Chinese thinking. Yes, never change. And even in Singapore, which is 3/4 Chinese, and we've inherited institutions from the British, people always feel that if you want to help, you can help. You should be flexible if the legal outcome is somehow perverse or not quite right.